Welcome back in live to another episode of Rock Boys Football. The regular season for the NFL is done. College football has officially finished up, and we are doing a first round mock of the first 18 picks. So these 18 teams know where they're picking. You're solidified in the spot until the draft unless you trade out. And we're going to make a first round selection for every single one of these teams. First on the clock, the Jacksonville Jaguars. I've been talked into a lot of people on Twitter to get Evan Neal here. What's the thing you want to do the most if you're the Jacksonville Jaguars is build around your franchise quarterback and Trevor Lawrence. As good of players as Kayvon Thibodeaux and Aidan Hutchinson are, I'm not sure you're really doing that if you're Jacksonville Jaguars. Dill, what are you thinking here?
Yeah, I mean, you did recently go with the top tier edge rusher and Josh Allen a couple of years ago. And frankly, when I've watched, that doesn't seem to be the weakness of that team. Like they gotta score some points. They gotta get Trevor Lawrence's game to a next level. So
you have to hit on Trevor Lawrence. He's a generational talent. So you're not going to take a wideout here.
There's just no value. You can't take a wideout one. It's not close.
But I think if you're getting a franchise left tackle, I think Evan Neal is head and shoulders the best tackle we've seen on film. And he can also play guard. He's played guard and tackle. He's played all along the offensive line. I think he's like kind of a blue chip guy, and I could talk myself into him.
Yeah, I mean it's still hard to pass up on either of those. Whoever you think is the top edge rusher, because those guys are incredible. But I don't know.
What's your pick?
I'm still probably going Hutch just because I think he is the best player, and it's not like the Jaguars are a player away. They still need some help.
Yeah, but you got to get Trevor Lawrence, especially on this rookie deal, if you want to compete. Let's go Evan Neal. Let's get Evan Neal. I think he's the guy who
get a little crazy.
Yeah, and I really do think that he's making his way up there. The more film I watch on this dude, the more I'm just like he could be a number one overall pick. He's so good.
Yep. Well, now you got two easy picks here.
Yeah, if this happens, Hutch is, I think, the no-brainer. He's our number one edge guy. I think he fits perfectly in Detroit and what Matt Campbell's trying to do. I think
they need him.
Kid. It's just that'd be such a no-brainer. And then you're probably going Thibodeaux with the Texans next best by far. Texans need a lot of help. We did a mock draft with them a couple weeks ago. I'm not opposed to trading back. You're going to trade Deshaun Watson, probably. I think the front office said they want to trade him before the deadline. But
I feel like they said they want to do that last year and they couldn't make it happen. So
if we're doing no trades, I'm getting Thibs.
Yeah, that's fair.
The Jets. I'll tell you who it's between.
I think this is an easy pick.
Hamilton.
Their secondary is so bad and they give up so many big plays. It's actually insane.
The only person I'd argue to go maybe get is Derek Stingley. But I think Hamilton, if Derek Stingley could have just put together some sort of consistency the last 2 years, I think Stingley's the pick.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think either makes sense. I wouldn't the Jets are idiots if they didn't take Stingley. So I don't know if they did take Stingley.
Let's go get Hamilton.
I just like Hamilton. I think he might be the best player overall in the draft, behind those two
as a prospect,
edge rushers. So.
I kind of agree. All right, New York Giants. We need to address the offensive line. Are we going Ekwonu here?
No, you go Charles Cross, obviously.
You go Charles Cross.
You have to come over Cross?
I don't, but I think that fits better, and I'm almost thinking about the Panthers pick, and I think Charles Cross would be a lock there.
Why? Because they're pounders?
The Giants, I feel like, are a little – well, you don't even know what they're going to be. I mean, the GM retired. Joe Judge got fired.
I don't think their GM retired. I'm pretty sure he got fired too. But
yeah, that was like you can either retire or you get fired.
Or you're gone.
All right, yeah, let's go get Charles Cross. He's the number one tackle on our board. I like Kenyon Green here too.
I don't actually hate a wideout for them. Well, they keep trying on wideouts and they keep being horrible. But
you got to address the trenches. I think you need to get better there.
You get better a lot of places on offense.
And Charles Cross, I mean, he is just as smooth as it gets in pass pro. He's obviously done it a lot at Mississippi State. And then I think the Panthers got to go get Ikewm, who's the next best tackle. We have him as their third tackle, kind of in that tier with Charles Cross. Again, I think it's more of what are you trying to do. I feel like Ikewm and Charles Cross, you could reverse them. And I think they're better fits.
Strong disagree, but
talk
your talk, guy.
We'll go Ikewm 6. All right, 7. The Giants are on the board again. I've seen people say go get Kenyon Green, and I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm
just go balls to the wall of the O-line.
I mean, these two guys are their film is phenomenal. Kenyon Green, I think, can legit play tackle. I think he's going to be a Pro Bowl guard. I'm good with Kenyon Green here.
Can you go back to all after this, just so I'm just kind of
Yep. The Giants have, if you look at this New York Giants real quick, I won't take too much time. The New York Giants contracts, oh my God, they're paying so many guys so much money just to be horrible.
Yeah, that Kenny Galladay, I know it's not long, but God, that seems like that's gonna be a brutal bust.
Yeah, huge bust. Sterling Shepard, you could also put in that category where it's like he hasn't been healthy at all. Andrew Thomas is working out. I'm very optimistic about Andrew Thomas there. God, if you get Charles Cross, Andrew Thomas, Kenyon Green, I mean, that is a young and talented group of guys.
God, I don't know.
Where are you thinking here? Karlaftis?
No, I'm not a Karlaftis guy.
What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm still thinking wide out a little bit. It's hard to say to not do wide out for them.
They just got Kadarius Toney though, and I'm like, again, there was some optimism there.
I know, but I think Galladay might be cut by next year, so I don't. Kadarius Toney's a good player, but he's not going to be your number one guy. And Galladay, I don't think is either. So I don't know. It's hard. I don't know that I'm less convinced about Daniel Jones than I was last year. So
yeah, I'm going Kenyon Green, man. I really think this team just didn't have a really chance because of the offensive line. And I think Kenyon Green helps them the most.
That's fair.
All right, we'll go Kenyon Green here. The Atlanta Falcons. Boy, do they need some help.
God, I
worst team in pass rush. And that
they
makes
probably should just go the end.
And I'm not the biggest Karlaftis guy, and that's been noted. But I think
David, my guy.
We're not good, David. I'm vetoing that one.
You're such a square.
I don't know. I'm thinking Karlaftis not only because yes, I get he's not quite in that tier of Kayvon and Hutch, but that's why you're getting him 8 instead of 2 and 3. He's the most powerful probably guy in the draft. Just doesn't have that elite bend that Hutch and Thibodeaux bring to the table, and he's good in the run game. Both things that the Falcons just struggled with mightily. I think he's like a pretty good lock to be there.
Yeah, I think he may. They makes a ton of sense to go defensive line for
just
them.
Wish he was a little bit more of an elite pass rusher.
Denver Broncos, but then he'd be number 1. So
Vic Fangio's gone. Wide receivers and running backs are set. Like we don't need to go get that. Patrick Surtain's been absolutely phenomenal for them.
Defense was actually they're like pretty much a quarterback away. I mean, they could probably use a little help up front.
Yeah, there's not too much like in that tier.
Depends on what you think about. I mean, Linderbaum's probably the next guy I could think of that high, but again, the position just
the positional value is
hard to take that type of player there.
God, DeMarvin Lea, like he's just so bad.
I mean, just value-wise, I think you could take Stingley just because, God, somebody's got to take him.
Who is their other cornerback across from Surtain? Because like that could be like
know.
just an absolutely nails secondary.
Yeah, with them and
And
Simmons.
then Justin, yeah, exactly. And this team is like, I mean, it's just not, it's not a horrible team. Like you look at this team, and it's like,
He could probably go linebacker, but I don't know that there's a backer in the.
I would be very good with that. I would be so fine with getting Nakobe Dean here. I think he's worth the top 10 pick. Kyle Fuller's
Right.
like, let's get Nakobe Dean. I was thinking that too, and once you said it, kind of put me over the edge. Like he's 23 here, but like I think he's the best linebacker, and it's not really that close. Dude flies around the field. He's a leader. Great tackler.
He's so good.
He's good in coverage too. He doesn't have that like traditional like length that you look for in those like cover linebackers, but like he could do it because he's fast and quick and smart.
Yeah.
And now I think you could go Derek Stingley with the Jets. I know it's back-to-back secondary, but that is the worst part of their
they need it bad.
team. And Stingley slid just too long. Like I like Derek Stingley. He's a top 5 prospect on my board. He just hasn't really fit anywhere. I think the Falcons could have got him. Let's get Derek Stingley. He's sliding too much from what we've seen as a true freshman. The Washington football team. I got chewed out. I got chewed out by a couple fans saying I think the guy said I have no feel. I did a mock for the Washington football team. I didn't get them a quarterback.
I was actually gonna say I feel like Matt Corral makes sense.
Take a swing. Yeah, I agree.
Because they'll probably want a guy you can move. Obviously Ron Rivera coaching with Newton, more of a mobile guy, but God, they need to try to make it work with this defense, I think, for a couple of years. And they're so bad at that position.
It's been, yeah. I mean,
like truly pathetic.
Yeah, it has been. It really has been.
I mean, when you're going with Heineke basically every week for the last year and a half, like oof. He does not have it, I don't think.
All right, here we go with the Vikings at 12. Again, just kind of a vanilla team. They've been very, very underwhelming, and Kirk Cousins just doesn't really seem like the guy for the job. Adam Thielen and Justin Jefferson. There's one thing I've noticed is like they could use a 3. I think Adam Thielen, he's been around for a hot minute, and Justin Jefferson's obviously going to be just an absolute stud. But like their
you think they could go wide
option,
out at 12?
If Garrett Wilson's still on the board, I don't hate it at all.
God,
I don't hate it at all. I mean, you got KJ Osborne, I think, is your number 3 here.
I mean,
who do you have? Who's sticking out to you here? I think secondary, Patrick Peterson's getting old. I'm not going Andrew.
I just don't know, like wide out wise. You do have 2 guys who are, I mean, one's an all pro and one's as good of a 2 as you're gonna find.
Yeah, that's fair. Let's check their depth chart out a little bit.
Better defense, obviously.
They got, yeah. I mean, this is like you look at their schedule, like they're not a horrible team. They're just
really not. This is kind of like I almost feel like a team you take best available kind of guy.
All right, best available. Who do you have as your next best prospect? His mine's Garrett Wilson.
I was just about to say wide out to my next. I mean, I do like Andrew Booth. I think he's really good. I like him and Elam. Yeah,
I have Sauce Gardner. I haven't gotten too much into the DBs, but I have Sauce Gardner from what I've seen.
As 1 or 2?
Yeah, third Stingley.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I think you can go best available, whoever you have. So
yeah.
Besides, unfortunately, wideouts, but
I mean, edge here. I mean, we know they need an edge, especially after 100% Griffin. David Ojabo at 12 is a little rich here, though. DeMarvin Lea, I mean, could be your next edge guy. I just hate his game. I just don't like his game at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's the hard part is, like, obviously everybody loves him, and then
We hate
you
him.
got your own opinion, but
Yeah, we just don't like him. I think we might have to go
I'd
with
probably take one of the corners. I don't know. You can. I know you're going to disagree, so you can just take what
him. I got
you're
the
going to do.
power. All right, yeah, let's go get a cornerback, Andrew Booth. Andrew Booth's a high ceiling guy. I mean, the athleticism that he shows, the hips that he shows, is great. I haven't gotten too much film on him, and I'll get to him as we do our DBs. But let's go get Andrew Booth here from Clemson. Put a little trust into the PFF.
This one's
mock draft.
easy.
Yeah, it's
This
Garrett
one's
Wilson,
easy.
right? It's Garrett Wilson.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's not even close.
Easy. I love Tyler Linderbaum here. Let's get back to that mauling. Really,
they do. They need to replace the who was that really good guard, Marshall Yanda, and yeah, they're getting a little old, but they need to be able to run the ball. They need to be able to move guys. So I agree.
Linderbaum is just impresses so much. Smaller guy, but man, does he maul. I like, from what I've seen, the Eagles. Olave.
I think they could go wide out again because Rager seems like he's not going to work there.
Yeah.
And obviously, you're going to get really good value. I don't think it's crazy for them to go DeMarvin Lea. I think you're getting into possible value territory based on.
Yeah, that's true. Just based potential. On his. Yeah.
I think you're okay at corner because they got Slay and he's playing.
Well, he's tweeted out like something along the lines of like he doesn't even know who's playing on the other side of him. He's been nails, but I think there's two big needs. There's the linebacker need, and I think Devin Lloyd could be right here.
You like Lloyd this high?
Yeah, I do. He's my second linebacker by a pretty good margin. That being said, if I'm the Eagles, like the second round, there's a lot of really good linebackers.
Yeah.
Let's go Olave and Neal. What do you think? Back to back.
Yep.
Neal with the value, and Olave with also the value.
Value and somewhat need.
Yeah. But I think Chargers, this is where Jordan Davis fits in. I've seen it a lot, and I think you'll continue to see it a lot. They have been horrible against the run. I think a guy like Jordan Davis lets you play two high safeties and be able to stop the run, and you don't have to walk in any safeties. You can let Derwin James play kind of a little bit more in space.
And I think this is a fair region for him.
Yeah, me too. Late first. And the Chargers are another team that's like they're not that far away. They just need some pieces. Jordan Davis is one of them. I mean, if you can win first and second down and then run him off the field and turn Joey Bosa loose, I mean, you're in good shape. Jordan Davis is going to help you win first and second down.
Yep, for sure he will.
Last pick of the draft, the New Orleans Saints. They need a wideout. They need a wideout really bad. I don't know what they're going to do with JMO. Defense is good. They just are in a horrible contract spot. Like they almost need to draft a rookie quarterback because they just can't afford one. They can't afford to go.
What is Jameis done? I don't know. Is Jameis done this year? I
think he has.
I feel like he signed like a 1 or 2 year.
I feel like it was a 2 year. Yeah. No, yeah, you're right. It was a 2 year deal, but one was behind Drew Brees, so he's up, and they're not going to be able to get him back.
Well,
Mike Thomas
is going to be that expensive.
Go on. I think he'll be more expensive than because he really undersold himself. Yeah, they're you look at this, like how the F are you guys affording this? 57, 75, 96, 96, 97, 52, 40. They're paying Taysom Hill like.
Well, but that's basically just 4 1 year deals, so they can.
Yeah, that is true. They're like in asterisks. I do remember that. I mean, they're paying. They don't have money to go get a quarterback, and so I think
they aren't that far away, though. I think you can.
Who is it? This team's very good. It's just the quarterback stinks, and Jameis Winston. There was a playoff team before Jameis Winston goes down. It's either Howell or Pickett in my mind, and I personally am a Pickett guy. Huh?
I'm a Desmond Ritter guy.
Yeah, I'll veto that one real quick.
Well, You don't watch. You're
I
a you're
do.
a you're a PFFJ. Oh yeah,
No.
where's PFF grade him?
I think Kenny Pickett reminds me a little bit of Drew Brees. Very accurate, gets the ball out quick, makes good decisions. I think that'll fit well with Deshaun. That's what Sean Payton likes to do. That's what they did in New Orleans
That's
with Drew
true.
Brees.
That's how Michael Thomas set the records that he did, and
That's how their offense was. Their offense was one of the best in the leagues for years, and they were one of the best teams in the league for years. I think Kenny Pickett's that guy. I think he came back to school, and I
the
think he
one
proved
thing
it.
I think they could go. Well, I mean they'll have to go wide out, but yeah, you got to get your quarterback.
Yeah, I
now,
think you can
and
get
they're in a
wide
good
out
spot.
later. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
true. I was thinking they need a wide out bad, but
They do, but you need a like I've said it, and I don't want to keep repeating myself, but you can't afford a legit Taysom Hill's just not a legit quarterback. Let's just get past that.
yeah. And they have a good but older defense, so I think you do want to see if you can make
If
one
you
more
hit on
push.
Kenny Pickett, and I think he's got the two. We'll have the talent around him. He'll have Alvin Kamara. He'll have a phenomenal offensive line, pending they stay
and a good
healthy.
coach.
And Sean
Coach who
Payton,
knows
and
how to do it.
Mike Thomas. We'll see what happens with him, but I think he could be a good trade piece. You trade for a first round and go get Olave or something. But let's go get Kenny Pickett because I think they need it. I think they need to draft a quarterback because they can't afford to go get one.
Yeah.
And there we go. Honestly, I think it's a solid mock. Looking back at it, Derek Stingley falls to the Jets. That's interesting. Vikings probably wish that an edge drops to them. I would think.
Well, that's the thing
Karlaftis.
is I think you're way lower on Ojabo than most people. I think
Yeah, I
he's
am.
pickable
Yeah, I am.
inside the top 15 because
Yeah,
I
that's
also
true.
frankly I also think Jermaine Johnson is. So I think there's two guys
Yep.
I don't think those are crazy picks.
And I
take
think
them that
I
high.
think they could have been over DeMarvin Lea, who we both had. Do you think you'll have him as a top 20 prospect?
I'm stumped on him. I don't get what
Too.
everyone sees in him.
That's I'm
but
like
I'm
that.
being trapped in my well, he must be at least decent because everyone's saying he's
everyone
top
said
10.
top 5, top 10. Yeah, not top 5, but top 10 pick, and then I'm just like, this guy stinks. He stinks.
Having said that, he's very productive. 2 straight years now, and I think his tape was better last year, frankly, than it was this year.
Yeah.
So it's there is something to it. I mean, what do you have? 8.5 sacks this year, more than 5 last year at least. I think it was a lot more than 5. So the guy does produce. But yeah, there's some odd. I don't know. It's I don't love what his game on when I'm watching him back. So
yeah.
All
right. Well, that's a mock. Let us know your favorite team and if you agree or disagree with the pick. We're always down for a little football discourse in the comments section. And as usual, appreciate you guys being here with us, and we'll talk to y'all later. Peace.